My heels click against the polished marble of my apartment building's lobby, echoing through the quiet of a Tuesday evening. Another 14-hour workday behind me, another milestone achieved for Horizon Brands. The client practically embraced me after my presentation. I check my phone once more. Still nothing. The elevator doors glide open with a soft chime, and I step inside, watching my reflection in the mirrored walls. Quinn Edwards, 32 today, senior PR executive, wearing fatigue like an expensive accessory. My green eyes search my own reflection, looking for something worth celebrating. The number on my screen hasn't changed. 0 messages, 0 calls. I tell myself it doesn't matter. I'm a grown woman managing multi-million-dollar accounts. Birthdays are for children. But when I unlock my apartment door, the small cake I bought that morning waits on the coffee table. A single candle stands unlit in the center. A lone little soldier awaiting orders that won't come. Happy birthday to me. I whisper to no one. I drop my leather briefcase by the sofa and kick off my heels, sinking into the cushions. Tonight, my apartment feels hollow, despite all the effort I put into making it feel like home. The clock ticks steadily toward midnight, marking the final minutes of my birthday. My phone remains silent. I reach for my laptop, planning to distract myself with work until the day ends. Maybe review that proposal one more time. But my fingers betray me, and I open Facebook instead. The first post stops me cold. My brother Miles, champagne glass raised, surrounded by smiling faces. Behind him, a banner reads, "Congratulations on your promotion." My father's arm rests on his shoulder, pride radiating from his face. My mother stands on the other side, beaming at him. The timestamp shows the photos were posted 4 hours ago. My birthday. I scroll down. Each image stings. Dozens of photos. The whole extended family gathered around Miles, celebrating. Comments blur past. "So proud of our superstar," my father wrote. "The Edwards family legacy continues," my mother added. My hand shakes as I set the laptop down. They didn't forget my birthday. They just chose to celebrate something else. Memories surface uninvited. 11 years old, sitting alone at a restaurant table, a single birthday candle melting into my cake while waiting for my family to return from Miles's debate competition. They'd promised they'd be back in time. They weren't. At 17, sent to Grandma's house on my birthday weekend while my parents toured Yo with Miles. "It's his future, Quinn," my father had explained, not quite meeting my eyes. My college graduation, overshadowed by Miles's engagement announcement at what was supposed to be my celebration dinner. The conversation shifted from my summa cum laude honors to wedding venues and guest lists. Last month, my father dismissed the Horizon campaign that increased client revenue by 41%. "It's just advertising, Quinn," he said, glancing at his watch. "Not like Miles's work in finance. That's the real impact." I pick up my phone and scroll through my contacts. Family names blur together. People who have never once called to ask about my achievements, my struggles, my life. An email notification pops up. I open it mechanically, then blink at the message. My performance bonus for the Horizon campaign, $82,000. My phone rings, startling me. My mother's name flashes on the screen. For a brief, foolish moment, hope rises in my chest. "Hello," I answer, hating the eagerness in my voice. "Quinn, darling," my mother's voice bubbles through. "I'm so glad I caught you. Listen, we're planning a little something for Miles and Jessica's anniversary next month, and I was hoping you could help out. Nothing major, just handling the catering and maybe the decorations. You're so good at that sort of thing." The clock strikes midnight. My birthday is officially over. "Mom," I say, my voice trembling. "Today was my birthday." A pause. She sounds genuinely surprised. "Oh, honey," with Miles' big promotion, it just slipped their mind again, as always. I stare at the email still open on my laptop. $82,000. More money than I've ever held at once. Something inside me shifts, like tectonic plates sliding into a new alignment. My voice steadies. "Don't worry about it, Mom," I say. The words come from somewhere unfamiliar. For the first time, I genuinely understand what matters to this family. 4 days later, at work, my fingers hover over the keyboard, frozen in disbelief. A group chat I'm not part of. Yet, thanks to Mom's accidental invitation, I now am, sprawls across my screen. Threads scatter like a crime scene, each message more damning than the last. Quinn should contribute significantly to Miles' anniversary gift, my father wrote. At least $20,000. My mother's reply appears beneath his. She just received that bonus. Maybe now it's time she actually supports the family. And there it is, my name Quinn in the family thread. One N instead of two. Even my mother can't spell my name right. I lean back in my office chair, the leather creaking under me. Through the window, the Chicago skyline glitters in the Sunday afternoon sun. Inside Horizon PR's glass conference room, I'm supposed to prepare for tomorrow's client meeting. Instead, I'm realizing how little I matter to the people who should care most. My phone vibrates. Jennifer pops her head through the doorway, dark curls bouncing. Your brother's online too, she says, then narrows her eyes at me. Everything okay? Miles used our contacts at Region Tech, I say, turning the laptop toward her. Pulled their marketing director into a meeting for his investment firm without asking me. Jennifer scans the emails, frown deepening. This is the third time he's done this. And your dad expects you to give him $20,000 for an anniversary party. She lets out a low whistle. That's messed up. Apparently, it's time I support the family for once. I mutter, bitterness on my tongue. What exactly have I done for you lately? Jennifer asks, perching on the edge of my desk. Her blunt honesty is why we've been friends since orientation day 5 years ago. The question hangs as my office phone blinks. Miles is probably waiting for another favor, another contact. Your bonus was well earned, Jennifer continues. Lawrence wouldn't have approved it otherwise. As if on cue, my boss appears in the doorway. Lawrence Chen, CEO of Horizon PR, impeccable in a charcoal suit despite the late hour. Quinn, the Westfield campaign numbers just came in, he says, sliding a folder across my desk. 41% increase in quarterly revenue. The board is thrilled. His smile reaches his eyes. This is why I fought for your bonus. You've earned every penny. After he leaves, Jennifer squeezes my shoulder. At least someone notices me. I finally answer Miles' call, keeping my tone professional despite the simmering anger beneath. He needs Regentech as chief marketing officer at his dinner tomorrow, an important potential client. Family helping family. I'll see what I can do, I say noncommittally. That evening, I stop by Mrs. Bennett's apartment on the 3rd floor. She opens the door with a warm smile that crinkles the corners of her eyes, the scent of freshly baked cookies drifting from her kitchen. Right on time, she says, ushering me inside. At 84, Mrs. Bennett moves with the energy of someone half her age. Those oatmeal cookies won't eat themselves. We sit at her small kitchen table, the checkered tablecloth soft beneath my fingers. For 3 years, Tuesday evenings have been our ritual, me bringing takeout, her providing dessert. The family I've chosen, rather than the one I was born into. You look troubled, she observes, nudging the cookie plate closer. I tell her about the emails, about Miles using my contacts, about the $20,000 they expect me to contribute. And they even spelled my name wrong. I finish, hearing the childish hurt in my voice. Mrs. Bennett's hand covers mine. Some parents never see their children clearly, she says, too busy looking at their own reflection. Her words follow me home, lingering as I change for the family dinner I've been dreading for days. My apartment feels like a sanctuary now, away from what awaits at my parents' house. On Saturday evening, the Edwards family mansion towers over Lakeshore Drive, 3 stories of stone and privilege. Inside, my mother, Claudia, fusses with flower arrangements while my father, Richard, pours himself a scotch. Miles and his wife, Jessica, sit on the leather sofa, looking like a country club advertisement. Dinner proceeds with the usual choreography. My father dominates conversation, highlighting Miles' recent promotion. My mother interjects with the perfect anecdote. I push salmon around my plate, bracing for the inevitable. It arrives with dessert. Quinn, my father says, setting down his coffee cup with deliberate precision. We need to discuss your contribution to Miles and Jessica's anniversary celebration. The room seems to contract. All eyes are on me. $20,000 would cover the venue and catering, he continues. As the only family member with a recent windfall, it seems appropriate. My mother nods, her pearl earrings catching the light. Family supports family, darling. The words trigger something inside me. Family supports family. When did they support me? I can't, I say quietly. My father frowns, not registering my refusal. Excuse me. I can't contribute $20,000, I say, voice steady. That's a quarter of my bonus. I have other plans for it. Silence descends, thick, unfamiliar. No one in this room is used to hearing no from me. What other plans could possibly matter more than your brother's celebration? My future, I answer simply. My mother's face crumples. After all we've done for you, she whispers, tears forming. The performance is flawless, designed to provoke guilt. What exactly have you done for me? The words slip out before I can stop them. My father rises, looming over the table. I will not tolerate ingratitude in this house. Your brother is the real achiever in this family. The least you can do is support his success. His words strike with precision, reopening the bruise he's pressed on my whole life. I stand, legs unsteady. I need to go, I say, gathering my purse. My mother reaches for my arm. Quinn, please, don't make a scene. But for once, I don't retreat. I don't smooth things over. I walk out the front door, guilt trailing behind me like a shadow. But there's something else too, resolution. For the first time in 32 years, I refuse to fade into the background of my brother's life. It feels terrifying yet right. Sitting in my car, hands still shaking on the steering wheel, I make a promise to myself. This is only the beginning. A week later, my mother calls every morning at exactly 7:15. I start leaving my phone in the bathroom while I prepare coffee. Quinn, sweetie, this rebellious phase has to end. Her voice echoes from the speaker as I apply mascara. Your father hasn't slept properly since that dinner. I study my reflection, noting the familiar tension around my mouth. Mom, I'm not rebellious. I'm 32. Then why are you breaking our hearts? After everything we've sacrificed for you. The mascara wand freezes midair. What exactly have you sacrificed for me? She gasps, genuinely shocked. How can you ask that? We gave you everything. I have a meeting. I need to go. I hang up before she can respond. By afternoon, my father strides through the glass doors of Horizon Brands, his tailored suit and commanding presence drawing attention. Jennifer catches my eye across the conference room, mouthing code red before disappearing. I meet him near reception. Dad, this is my workplace. 1. Then you should conduct yourself like a professional, he says, his voice carrying, attracting glances from nearby cubicles. Professionals honor their family obligations. Lower your voice. I guide him to an empty meeting room, aware of curious stares. What do you want? Your mother hasn't stopped crying. Is that what you wanted? To punish us for missing one birthday? His words ignite something molten inside me. 1. Try 20 years of birthdays, graduations, and achievements. You always exaggerate, he retorts, checking his watch. The point is, Miles deserves our support. $20,000 from your bonus is more than fair. My phone buzzes with an emergency alert from our largest client. I have to handle this crisis. We'll talk later. I do too. This conversation isn't finished, Quinn. Actually, it is. I close the door behind me, hands trembling but voice steady, and dial the client. 3 hours later, I stand before our executive team, presenting the crisis management strategy that saved the Westridge account. My voice remains steady throughout. That was extraordinary work, our CEO says afterward, hand on my shoulder. You just saved a $3 million account with that quick thinking. The client called personally to praise you. Pride blooms in my chest. Unfamiliar but welcome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Walking back to my office, I notice 6 missed calls from Miles, plus a text. Mom's crying every night because of you. Fix this. Fix it. I silence my phone and turn to the stack of congratulatory emails from colleagues and clients. The contrast is stark. At work, I'm valued. At home, I'm an afterthought unless I'm giving something. 3 weeks after my birthday, I sit alone in a corner cafe, laptop open, a half-eaten slice of carrot cake beside me. At a nearby table, friends surround a young woman wearing a paper crown. They laugh and offer gifts wrapped in shiny paper. Make a wish, Amanda. Someone calls as she blows out her candles. I watch their easy affection, their genuine celebration. The realization settles like a stone. I will never have this with my family. No achievement will make them truly see me. My fingers hover over the keyboard. Without fully deciding, I type, Lakefront Property, Michigan. The search produces dozens of results. I click one, a 4-bedroom house with wide windows facing the water, wooden deck wrapping around 3 sides. Mature pine trees provide privacy. Price, $365,000. I study the photos. With each swipe, a feeling grows in my chest. This could be mine. My sanctuary. My choice. The next morning, I call a realtor and schedule a private viewing. 2 days later, I stand on that wooden deck, sunlight sparkling across the lake. The owners are eager to sell, the realtor explains. They've already moved to Arizona. I hear myself say, I'll take it. I can make a significant down payment. Her eyebrows rise. Don't you want to think it over? Maybe bring your family. No. The word feels certain, decisive. This is for me. Days later, mortgage approval comes swiftly, thanks to my strong credit. I sign the papers in a quiet office, each signature feeling like a statement of independence. Mrs. Bennett, my elderly neighbor who has shown more interest in my life than my mother ever has, joins me at the closing. You're making the right choice, dear, she says, patting my hand as I receive the keys. Sometimes, we need to create our own sanctuary. For the first time in weeks, my hands are steady. I spend weekends at the lake house, transforming it room by room. The walls fill with framed awards and photographs of moments I'm proud of. My college graduation, the team celebration, landing the Westridge account, the magazine cover of my PR campaign. The master bedroom becomes my favorite space. I hang a small wooden sign on the door, the birthday suite. Inside, I place a reading chair by the window overlooking the lake, stack books I've always wanted to read on the nightstand, and splurge on the softest bedding I can find. On a bright Sunday, I type out housewarming invitations to Jennifer, my colleagues, and Mrs. Bennett. My finger hovers over my family contacts, a lifetime of conditioning pushing me to include them. Instead, I send them only to those who've celebrated my achievements, who see me clearly. The act feels small but significant, like laying the first stone of the boundaries I am only beginning to set. That night, I sit on my deck, stars reflecting on dark water, phone deliberately left inside. For the first time in my adult life, I feel powerful, not just accomplished, but truly powerful in the way that comes from choosing yourself when no one else will. Tomorrow, the calls will come. The guilt trips will intensify. But here, in this space that is solely mine, their voices begin to fade. On Sunday, my thumb hovers over the post button. 3 deep breaths. Then I press it. The photo is simple. Me on the new cedar deck, barefoot, holding a glass of Pinot Noir, Lake Michigan stretching endlessly behind me. What matters is the caption, weekend at my new lake house, birthday gift to myself. I set my phone on the weathered railing and lift my face to the golden Michigan sunset. The September air carries a hint of autumn, crisp against my skin. For 20 minutes, I breathe, watching light dance across gentle waves, while chickadees call from nearby pines. When I finally check my phone, the notifications stop me cold. 17 missed calls, 32 texts. My mother has called 8 times in 15 minutes. I silence the ringer and slip the phone into my jeans. Not today. Instead, I settle into the Adirondack chair I assembled yesterday, after sending invitations, and watch the sun sink lower, painting the water in amber and rose. The lake house is enormous, 4 bedrooms, open kitchen, stone fireplace, but every inch belongs to me. Every choice, from the sage green exterior to the vintage brass doorknobs, reflects my decisions alone. My phone vibrates again, persistent as a wasp. It's Jennifer. You deserve this and more. Can't wait to see it in person. Monday morning at work brings 6 voicemails from my mother, each more urgent than the last. Quinn, call me now. Where did you get money for a house? Your father wants to know. This is irresponsible. People are asking questions we can't answer. Your brother is driving to your office. You better be there. The final message arrives at 10 a.m. Family emergency meeting tomorrow night. Don't make this worse. I delete them all and make blueberry pancakes in my new kitchen. By afternoon, I've hung curtains in the master bedroom and assembled patio furniture when my work phone rings. Jennifer, your brother came to the office looking for you. He seemed shaken when I said you took the week off. Asked if I knew where you were. What did you tell him? That your location isn't my information to share. Then he gave me that Edward's family look, the one that made it seem like I was unreasonable for respecting your privacy. I laugh, surprised by the sound. Thank you. Don't thank me yet, he replies. He corners Devin from accounting, who mentions something about Michigan. Heads up, they might figure it out. I gaze across my lakefront property, autumn leaves drifting over freshly cut grass. Let them. Saturday brings my impromptu housewarming. Colleagues from the agency arrive, bearing practical gifts and genuine smiles. My boss, Greg, presents a costly bottle of Cabernet with a handwritten note celebrating my achievements. We toast on the deck, watching boats float by. Mrs. Bennett arrives last, her silver hair neatly styled in an elegant bun. She carries a quilt made from blue and green fabric scraps. For your bedroom, she says, eyes crinkling warmly. Every home needs something handmade with love. I blink back unexpected tears as she hugs me. I'm so proud of you, she whispers. We grill steaks and corn on the deck. Someone sets up a portable speaker. Music blends with laughter and conversation. I photograph everything. Friends sprawled on new furniture, sunsets reflecting in windows, Mrs. Bennett teaching Jennifer how to fold napkins properly. I post the images online, capturing both the absence of my family and the presence of those who actually show up. Sunday evening, my father texts, "Where did you get house money?" I pour another glass of wine and don't reply. On Monday, returning to work, the family gossip network is in full swing. My cousin Elaine calls, voice hushed and calculated. Everyone's talking about your lake house. Aunt Claudia is beside herself. Uncle Richard wanted a family meeting, but you weren't there. I was busy hanging shelves. I reply calmly. She pauses, dramatic. People are saying things. What things? That you've been hiding money, having some kind of breakdown, or that this is all because you're jealous of Miles' success. I laugh, a real, bubbling laugh. Exactly the kind of thing my family would say. Thursday night, my mother calls. I answer on the fourth ring, rocking gently on my porch swing. Quinn, Elizabeth Edwards, she begins, voice tight with controlled anger. This has gone far enough. The Petersons, the Carsons, even Reverend Wallace have asked about your situation. My situation? Yes. Buying a house without consulting family, posting photos, people are asking questions. I watch a heron glide across the water. What questions? Her voice drops. Why you needed a birthday gift for yourself. Why we weren't there to celebrate. It's making this family uncomfortable. Interesting. I say lightly. Actions have consequences. We need to fix this. Her voice hardens. I'm organizing a family dinner Sunday night. Your father and I will explain this was all a misunderstanding. That we've always supported you. The old Quinn would have agreed immediately, desperate to smooth things over. But that Quinn is gone. I'm available Tuesday next week, I say instead. 7 o'clock. I'll bring the photo albums. What photo albums? I smile. The ones I've kept since I was 11. Documenting everything. For once, my mother has nothing to say. Tuesday arrives. The granite steps of my parents' mansion rise before me like a courthouse walkway. I clutch the 3 photo albums tightly, knuckles whitening. The evening sun casts long shadows over the manicured lawn, shadows that seem to reach for me, pulling me toward old patterns. I ring the doorbell instead of using my key. Tonight, I'm not family. I'm a prosecutor with evidence. The heavy oak door opens. Dad stands there, all 6'2" of him framed in the doorway, silver hair perfect despite the hour. His eyes flick to the albums, then to me. You're late, he says, turning away without a hug or smile. Criticism only. I follow him into the foyer. Mom waits. Tissues clutched, eyes red-rimmed, makeup carefully applied to look like she's been crying without ruining her appearance. Quinn. Her voice cracks with emotion. They have been worried for days. I stay silent. I already know this pattern. Her tears, my sense of blame, my usual giving in. Not tonight. Miles steps out of the living room with a drink in his hand. When he notices me, his relaxed confidence fades into hesitation. I straighten my posture and meet his eyes until he looks away first. Dinner is getting cold, Mom says, turning toward the dining room. The table is arranged with a fine china, candles glowing in polished silver holders, an attempt at peace, or maybe persuasion. I set the photo albums on the sideboard and take my usual seat across from Miles, diagonally from the head of the table where Dad presides. "Your mother cooked your favorite," Dad says, serving himself first as always, beef Wellington. "It stopped being my favorite years ago." Miles enjoys it. "Let's get straight to it," I say, leaving my plate untouched. "I know why you invited me." Mom places her fork down with an exaggerated sigh. "Quinn, dear, we're only worried about your impulsive choices. Buying that lake house without talking to us," Dad adds, slicing his meat with precision. "It damages the family image. Irresponsible spending. Weak financial judgment." "It was my bonus," I reply softly. "Money I earned. Money that should have been invested wisely," he continues, ignoring me as if my contribution never mattered. Miles clears his throat. "Quinn, no one's saying you don't deserve nice things. But selling it might restore harmony. Mom has been crying every night." Mom dabs at her eyes, which look notably dry. "You're breaking my heart," she murmurs. I push my chair back and walk to the sideboard. The album feels heavier than it should as I return and place it in the middle of the table. "I brought something you all need to see." Dad's jaw tightens. "We don't have time for photo books." "Make time," I say calmly. I open the first album. Pages filled with Miles, party hats, candles, mountains of gifts. Every birthday from age 6 to 25, all professionally captured. "Page 16, I say to Miles. He hesitates, then turns it. His 18th birthday. A car with a large bow. Dad handing him the keys. Mom crying real tears of happiness. I slide the second album forward. "This one's mine." Mom reaches for it, her hands shaking slightly as she opens it. The pages are mostly blank. A few photos, me alone with store-bought cupcakes. One picture of Mrs. Bennett hugging me on my 30th. Nothing more. "There wasn't much to include," I explain. "On my 21st birthday, you were at Miles's engagement party. Remember?" Miles stiffens. I open the third album without waiting. Family vacations. Disney World. The Grand Canyon. Europe. "I'm missing because I wasn't there," I say. "I stayed with Grandma, went to camp, or was told there wasn't enough money for everyone." Dad stands suddenly, his chair scraping the floor. "What is the purpose of this display, Quinn? You've always been difficult. The purpose is proof." I lay out a printed spreadsheet, marked and highlighted. Family expenses. Miles compared to me. Tuition. Birthday presents. Cars. Trips. The figures speak clearly. Thousands spent on Miles, hundreds on me. "And this," I say, pulling out a worn diary page, "is from when I was 9. I read aloud. Maybe next year they'll remember my birthday without Grandma reminding them. Finally, I place one last photo on the table. Christmas dinner, 3 years ago. An empty chair with a name card bearing my name. "I was in Chicago working," I say. "You knew I couldn't come. But you set a place, took this picture, and sent it to me saying you missed me. You wanted me to feel guilty. But I noticed something." I point to the chair. "Look closely." Mom squints at the photo. "That's not my usual seat," I say quietly. "That's where guests sit. Even when you pretend I belong, I'm still an outsider." Silence fills the room, stretched tight and unbroken till Dad's face turns crimson. "What do you want from us, Quinn?" "An apology," he asks. "Fine. We favored Miles. He was always the priority. He carries the Edwards name, the Edwards legacy." Mom collapses, tears falling freely. "We didn't mean to. It just happened. And then it became a pattern, and I guess it was easier to ignore you." I finish her sentence. Miles hasn't said a word. His eyes are fixed on a photo I placed at the table's edge. Him at 8, surrounded by gifts. Me at 6, standing in the background, forcing a smile that doesn't reach my eyes. I rise, gathering my evidence, except for the albums. Those stay. I don't need their approval anymore. My voice is steady. I don't need your love, attention, or validation. I waited 32 years to be seen. I'm done waiting. I walk to the door, shoulders straight, steps measured. Miles calls my name behind me. Mom sobs. Dad stays silent. I pause at the threshold, not turning back. "The albums are yours. Consider them a gift," I say. The door closes behind me. The soft click echoes like thunder. A year later, on my birthday, sunlight spills across my lake house deck as I arrange fresh fruit next to a champagne bucket. 33 candles wait on the cake. Jennifer insisted on one for each year, plus an extra for luck. Need help? Mark from marketing asks from the sliding door, balancing a platter of pastries. Just place them anywhere, I reply, smoothing my red sundress and checking my watch. Everyone should arrive within the hour. Last year, I was alone with a store-bought cake. Today, my deck buzzes with colleagues and new friends celebrating me. My phone lights up with texts congratulating me on my promotion to senior director. Announced yesterday, celebrated today. The lake mirrors my mood, bright and calm. Dr. Levine, my therapist, calls this progress. Weekly sessions help me understand the family patterns that shaped me. Breaking them takes courage. Spending Thanksgiving away from my parents, muting manipulative group chats, building my own traditions. Quinn! Jennifer raises her mimosa. To the birthday girl who taught us all to choose ourselves. Glasses clink, laughter spreads. I feel the warmth of genuine connection. So different from hollow family gatherings. A car door slams outside. I recognize the engine. Miles' BMW. He stands at the deck's edge, holding a wrapped package. Conversation's quiet as he approaches. Sorry to crash, he says. I just wanted to give this to you in person. We haven't spoken since the photo album confrontation, when he watched his perfect family narrative collapse. Join us, I say, meaning it. Later, inside, Miles and I sit at the dock, the package between us. Therapy's been eye-opening, he admits, watching a sailboat drift. Dad still won't change, but Mom's trying. She talks about you differently now. And you. I never realized it until you showed us. I say. How they erase me while spotlighting you. He pushes a package toward me. Inside is a framed photo I've never seen. Me at 7, laughing on the tire swing. Just me, Miles explains. Found it in Dad's storage, had it restored. Proof you existed, even when no one noticed. My throat tightens. Not a solution, but a beginning. A knock pulls me back. Through the glass, I see Mom on the porch, holding a small bakery box. Miles explains. She insisted on coming. I only told her today. Her hands shake as she offers the box. Inside, a single cupcake with one candle. Happy birthday, Quinn, she whispers. Her rehearsed smile softens into something genuine. Carrot cake. You always like that. The party's winding down, I say. Stay for cake if you like. Relief shows on her face. Small steps. After everyone leaves, I return to the dock as twilight settles. Last year, I spent my birthday staring at an empty inbox. Tonight, I'm surrounded by thoughtful gifts, laughter, and boundaries that protect without isolating. My phone chimes. A text from Mrs. Bennett. Did you enjoy your day, dear? I smile and reply. For the first time, I truly celebrated myself. The lake house windows glow behind me, reflecting on the water. I lift my glass to my silhouette against the sunset, toasting the woman who learned that validation begins within. What gift have you given yourself that changed everything?